to have full voting rights in the Congress of the United States. There's no question about that. But as you know, within the district itself, there are some differing views as to whether it should go with the gun issue, without the gun issue. We certainly will take our lead from Congresswoman Holmes Norton, but we're still trying to find a way to do it in a way that shows the strongest support for the Voting Rights Act. And she has been very resourceful in coming up with ideas, reaching out to the Senate, reaching out to the outside groups who have an interest in this on both sides, and has made proposals to us, but they haven't materialized in terms of votes.
Time in this election year to vote on this bill. It's not too controversial, or even the president.
Well, we don't know what it is, Mark, as you said. We don't know if what the proposal will be yet, and that's all we can do.
How does the president's fervent plea last night to pass comprehensive health care change the situation, and when do you hope to be able to move a bill?
Well, I think that the president's not only his appeal to pass it, but his explanation to the American people as to what the possibilities were was a very powerful statement that would be helpful to us. This is the number of people that I've seen this morning, one way or another, merchants or service people or whatever, kept saying, please pass health care reform, I'm paying $1,000 a month. Is the bill going to pass? Is it going to be better for me or worse? And they said before the president's speech, I didn't know, and I feel confident about what he has said. We must pass health care reform. The problem is still there. The financial aspects of it, the cost to individuals, to their families, to small businesses, to big businesses, to all business, to our deficit, to our federal budget, and to our economy are huge. We cannot sustain financially the current system. We, as I say, families, businesses, or the federal government. So this has to take place. The fact is also that as long as people are discriminated against because they have a pre-existing condition, or their policies are canceled because they get sick, or their procedure is denied on the way to the operating room with rescissions, as long as people go bankrupt if they have a diagnosis, we must pass this legislation, and we must take whatever time it takes to do it. Some things we can do on the side which may not fit into a bigger plan. That doesn't mean that's a substitute for doing comprehensive. It means we will move on many fronts, any front we can. As I said to some friends yesterday in the press, we go through the gate's closed, we'll go over the fence is too high, we'll pole vault in. If that doesn't work, we'll parachute in, but we're going to get health care reform passed for the American people, for their own personal health and economic security, and for the important role that it'll play in reducing the deficit. I want to make one statement before I leave. You want to take the last question? Yeah, and then I want to say one other thing.
Madam Speaker,
I was recognizing. We'll take two then. This is the nighttime crowd. They hear morning, noon, and night, and I have to respect the
passing a narrow range of tweaks to the Senate bill, for lack of a better word, and passing and putting it through the Senate on reconciliation budget procedures over there, a viable way to get the Senate bill through the Congress and enact health care.
Well, we're not talking about minor tweaks. We're talking about the fact that our bills are about 75% the same, perhaps 80. President optimistically says 90. Maybe he knows something I don't know about what will happen in the Senate. But then there's some areas where we're not the same, and that we have to find a way to move forward. But I would not call them minor tweaks, because that would infer that there's something, would imply that there's something there that we could easily accept, except for some minor tweaks. No, it's more serious than that. And let me just say that some of these sidebar issues are issues that are very important, but that they can be done, they can move quickly, and that's not about one thing over another. It's about time. And everything's about time here, when you get it done and how soon American people can feel the positive effects. And that's what we want to do. Yes, ma'am, and then...
Just to follow up on that, what are these sidebar issues that you think you can move